Pessoal, pode vir mais para frente aqui. Se ele está me seguindo. Ou talvez eu tenha que cuidar. Really?
Vamos começar? Fica com texto? Okay. English? Okay. So, my name is Rosanna. I have been working in innovation since my first day of work. And it's a pleasure to be here to mediate, if I can say that, this session for the photonic theory for this Congress. I'd like to thank you, Newton, for the invitation. I'd like to thank all the organization. And it will be a pleasure to mediate this outstanding team that will talk about their accomplishments in photonics. Okay, so I'm going to introduce you, each one of them. And I have, first of all, Mr. Dr. Juliano Oliveira. He was CBQD, Research Development Center, doing a period of about 10 years, VR Photonics, then co-founded PTEC, and former technical lead and technology director from Idea Group. He's graduated in electronics engineering from Federal University of Campina Grande, master's in optoelectronics from University of São Paulo, and PhD in telecommunication from University of São Paulo as well. From here? From the academy. Okay.
No, master here.
Oh, okay. No, oh, yes, true. I made a mistake. So, thank you very much again for being with us. He had a long career in photonics projects, and if I can tell you, there's a big list of things that we can do, and I'm pretty sure that he's going to talk about that. Thank you for your participation. Then I'd like to introduce Mr. Alberto Paradisi, Dr. Alberto Paradisi. He holds a bachelor degree in electronic engineering from the University of Genoa. PhD in electronic engineering from Politecnico Really? Wow. Not that you're right. Three is beautiful. And he has master business management in Project Vila Vargas Foundation and has been experienced research and development, coordination and management in the field of electrical engineering, technological management and innovation management, with the emphasis of telecommunication system, Internet of Things, sensing technologies, blockchain, and artificial intelligence. He primarily worked on the following topics: modeling and simulation of electronic devices and subsystems, data networks, and traffic engineering, WDM, optical, air build-up, and a very good list of things that I'm pretty sure he's going to talk about. The third guest speaker is José Bertuzzo. He's executive director of the Eldorado Institute, electrical engineering, graduated in Unicamp. Since then, he's involved in R&D projects, international experience in several IBM preparation R&D labs in US and Europe. And he joined Eldorado in 2004 and has been responsible for semiconductors, photonics, and intelligent electronic products in general. Welcome, Bertuzzo. Welcome, Paradisi. And finally, Mr. Oswaldo Coelho. Is he online already?
He's online, but there's some progress. He's traveling to Oslo, so we don't know yet.
Okay. So if you have a chance to have him here, he's a very, very important person from the government. Acts as director of the Department of Innovation Programs, served as deputy chief of staff of Secretary of Technological Development and Innovation, and deputy coordinator of support mechanism for research, development, and innovation, deputy general coordination of business environments, and Secretary of Information Technology Policies, CIPI, of the Ministry of Science and Technology, Innovation and Communication. He is also General Director of Technological Extension and Director of Department of Regional Actions and Secretary of Science and Technology for Social Inclusion. He was Deputy Chief of Staff of Executive Secretary of the Federal House from the President of the Republic and recently served as Technical Assistant in Science Technology Working Group and of the Brazilian Transitional Government. So, that said, I'd like to invite you all to come here, please. Yes.
His flight was delayed 2 hours. That's why I was having this problem of being here. Actually, before he was before, but then he was required to go to Oslo, and there's a delay in like 2 hours in his flight. That's why he's trying to be in a hotel in time to participate. But sorry.
So please. And is there a mic there? Yes.
It's in my.
You can sit there, and the one who's going to talk first, Juliana? Yeah. So please.
Presentation. Se eu tivesse cafezinho aqui.
Good afternoon, everyone. I want to say thank you, Newton, Thiago, and Gustavo, for this invitation. And I will try to share a little bit about the journey of entrepreneurship that we have so far here in Brazil, looking for electronics and then photonics. And to begin, I want to begin with two pictures that open my mind all the time that I think about entrepreneurship. It's like a roller coaster, but you are on the first wagon there, the entrepreneur, and in the other wagons you need to have your family and you need to have your friends as well, because it's a journey that you cannot go alone. You need to go with all the family and friends together, otherwise you will fail miserably. Then we know that all the time you have ups and downs, and new customers, then down with money, then okay, I want to quit right now, it's very hard. Then you achieve some plateau that you start to see that you are impacting others' lives, and you start to see and say, oh, this is fun, this is nice. This social impact is one of the most purpose objectives that you have on the entrepreneurship. Then, just to highlight as well, is something it's not a straight line. It's always very big bumps and ups and downs, and sometimes you are excited, sometimes it's very hard. Then you start to, oh, now it's working. The other day everything messed up, and sometimes you start realizing, okay, we are in the right way, and this is the journey make us to once you start to make entrepreneurship, you never want to stop this because it's a very good purpose for the life. And this is I just want to share very quickly our trajectory. We worked a lot together with Paradiso, was the guy that hired me in speaking. Then in 2005, and we have worked a lot with 10 people in the lab. We start to work in optical amplifiers, and I remember so far the big mindset change that make us start to grow was when Alberto talked to us, oh, we will stop to make research, only to publish, and we will try to achieve with its research to some product to the client. And that time, the client was Pantec. And then we saw that, let's try to develop something that the guy will sell. This changed our mind because we start with 10 headcount, and we finished in 2013 with about 100 headcounts. And we developed several families of optical amplifiers and optical routers and optical channel monitoring and all EDFA and Raman amplifiers, and we make the masters, make the PhDs of several guys in the group in some applied research. And when we stopped by in 2014, we started to see that the value was not in the system, was in the device. Because of this, we was a first down because we was developing a lot, and the client was telling, oh, our margins are getting smaller and smaller. No, why? When we saw, oh, the value is not in the system, is in the device. Then when Bernardo worked with us at that time to start to develop the silicon photonics chips and modulators and lasers and ASICs as well. And then at that time, before our main goal was to supply this tech to turn the industry stronger. But what we saw was that the Americans with the Gigoptics, guys make a merger with us and tell, oh, we need to work together. Before us start to sell the products, they got, no, we need to work together. And then we worked with them. And in the end of 2016, we have another down. The Gigoptics, that was the guy that did the worldwide view of the market. The guys sell his company, and we were orphans again from the international view. Then we was very conservative, our consul, and we saw that, oh, if we continue like this, we will be the end of the line. And we get up from the chair and then let's redo everything from scratch again. Then we start, we buy Idea, we merged with Idea, that was a company that was developing chips for digital TV at that time. And when we came out from VR Photonics, the first things that were made in VR Photonics was, please stopped to do ASICs, it's very expensive, and stopped to do an X-ray detector that we start to make in the photonic because it's very challenging. And then when we get out, we start to work on this because it's free. No one wants to work on that. And it was very nice because we start with 10 guys again, and we finish it, and we start to make the first prototype of the X-ray detector from X-ray. We were very supported by Eldorado, on the picture of Bertuzzo and CNP. We're looking for the X-ray detectors. We was very skillful, but we need support. And then we was supported by them. And then when we achieved 21 guys, was the end of the year 2017, and VR Photonics was closing. Then we buy back VR Photonics and start to make the laser as well. And then we set the PyTech to develop the X-ray detector for the CN10. And then in 2018, we attract IPG Photonics investment to get these prototypes and turn into a scalable products. And then we start to develop a lot, and we was evolving a lot from 10 guys, 21, 42, 69, up to 2022 with 165 people working, and we developed the lasers, the external cavity, Leandro here was the guy that worked a lot on that. And the laser itself, and the ASICs for 100G, 400G, and the X-ray detector, the pink one there, and optical modules of 100G, 200G gigabits per second. And in the end of this journey in 2022, unfortunately, the IPG CEO died. And when he died, the company has a big branch in Russia, started the Russian war with Ukraine. They were blocked to sell a lot of the products, and they start to think on the operational, only the operation, and start to thinking about a little bit in the R&D. With this, we was attracted, we participate in a bid, and Lumentum was the company that we accept to be merged with. But now, different from IPG Photonics that invest on us and leave us running as a Brazilian business, the Lumentum put us inside the organization. It was very good because we learned a lot about the processes of scalable products and high volume products. But after 1 year, we start to see that, the guys manufacture a lot in no, it's not Thailand, it's Thailand. And then we saw that our vision is to make products in Brazil with Brazilian technology, and we were very happy on the R&D side, but not on the production business. Then we decided to another down. Let's get back and start everything again. Now with the skills that we have acquired along these 20 years, and I believe that will be not as painful as was in the past, because now we have a lot of experience, and we need to stay upon this experience to move forward. And then we start to build hardware innovation technologies, is IT. We have 10 people, and we are focused on telecom products and medical, and looking for packaging of ASICs as well, and automated manufacturing. And our idea is to provide the services to develop products and manufacture these products here to the Brazilian market and to the international market as well. Then it's just this, I believe that HWIT stands for Hardware Innovation Technology. Our goal is to provide advanced hardware manufacturing service with the 20 years that we have of this, with the partners that we bring to the company, and provide high-end technology development service. We want to go from the ASIC packaging up to the qualification tests. And so, of course, we make this in partnership with the ICPs that we have around here in Campinas. Then, executive teams, myself, Julio, and Mauricio. All three, we were on Momentum recently, but we want this challenge to our lives, and we want to impact the people's life with not only the development, but also the manufacturing of advanced products here in Brazil. Then it's just some history of products since from the Tech times, from the Lumento times, Tech, and we find time to help urban mobility company that the guys are in the market right now with 1,000 equipments in the field. We develop everything for them in terms of hardware and firmware and software because they try to get from China and see how challenging it is to evolve. And we develop internally with these skills that we have acquired along the time. And just to summarize everything that we have developed so far is a packaging and mechanics expertise that we have developed from working together with Eldorado on the infrastructure to make automatic wire bonding processes, to develop the mechanical simulations, thermomechanical simulations for the products, and electronics, firmware skills with real-time operating systems and high-frequency electronics, and test automation and capability and qualifications that we need to run together with the partners on this. I believe is this. Today we are with a completely electronic infrastructure for manufacturing of electronics, in electronics products. And we are here in Paulínia, very near from here. It's about 10 kilometers from Unica. And this is it. I believe that I covered so far. The main idea that I want to pass is that entrepreneurship is a very hard path to trail, but the social, economic, and technological impact that you can give to the society that you are inserted is worth making all this work. And I appreciate for the invitation, and I will finish here. Thank you.
This should be
switch on lights.
acender a luz lá.
I have no slide. And I have just a few words, but it's not a lot. So I have to look at my notes here. Well, thank you first for to the organizer for the invitation here. It's a great opportunity. I would like to start maybe with the last word of Giuliano. Entrepreneurship is a hard journey, but the impact is great, not just for society, but for yourself as an entrepreneur. So very appropriately, let me see the time here. We are here discuss how to boost entrepreneurship. And my contribution here is to, let's say, experience. Experience is the greatest asset that we have, either in our personal life, as in our professional life. And I had experience over the past 20 years of two cases that I want to bring, summarize to you, of course, but to bring to you the lesson learned, what worked and what not. First, CPQD, about CPQD. CPQD is a kind of organization. Okay.
No, then I guess you can close it.
So,
Right.
CPQD is a kind of organization that focuses on technology, of course, working between university, the focus of the University of Madrid is the research and the companies. The focus of companies is developing and selling products to the market. So it is a kind of bridge between the university and companies. And under this role, we spun off two companies in the photonic field. One is photonic, and the other is VR photonics. So I'm going a little bit faster on VR photonics, also because we are really told you important things. But this is our discussion here about the journey of photonic and VR photonics. Of course, my words here are about my personal view, my opinion, plus public facts, of course, that we cannot ask about. But so I'm not speaking about the companies on behalf of the companies, or just my personal view, also because I participate very closely on this journey, so I have the right to have my personal view. And you are my target audience. My objective here to this, let's say, example, to this example of success, maybe to induce you to do the same as Giuliano said, when you start, you can't stop anymore. So let's start with the tech. And don't go back here to 2001, but let's look at tech today. I don't know if you know Patec, maybe not everybody. Patec is a company, is an industry in Brazil who develops and supplies WDM system to telecommunication operators. It's a company listed on Bovespa. It has a good performance. Last year, they grew the year with more than 350 million reais of revenue in a market that I guess in Brazil is between 1 billion and 1.5 billion per year. So it's a significant participation in the market where they compete against the giants, global giants like Huawei, like Nokia, and so on. So Patec is a success. And this success started with a dream and an entrepreneur. The dream has to be the right dream, of course. You cannot dream, it's not worth for you to dream as an entrepreneur something that is not feasible or is the wrong thing. But Patec started with the right dream to be a competitive, a key player in the WDM market. More than 20 years ago, in around 2000, it happened. And a strong entrepreneur. And why strong entrepreneur? Because, as Giuliano said, the journey is tough. A lot of uncertainty, a lot of fear, a lot of barriers, a lot of things that you cannot predict when you plan your startup, your company. And it happened, as I said, the business plan of Patec started around 2000. And 2001, Patec started spinning off from CPQD, taking out the core team that developed the first WDM system. And here, an important role. At that time, CPQD developed the first WDM system of Patec, and this was the key asset of Patec into the market at that time, 2001. And also a very important lesson learned, quite obvious, but not always done in the right way. Start with the problem, not the solution. At that time, Patec was able to bring in a lead customer, was Embratel, now is Claro, to supply Embratel with the equipment for the Festoon network, the coastline network, the WDM network of Claro. So this was a very important starting point, not start with the solution, but start with the problem. And if you can, even more important, if you are in the business part, with the lead customer that can help you start the right way. 2001, you are young. Most of you are very young. You don't even remember. It was a very curious time. 2001 was in the mid of the internet bubble burst. And what happened before is that the company started investing a lot in infrastructure, globally speaking, and also risk capital was a huge investment in risk capital. It happened in March 2000 that the Nasdaq, the American stock, the tech stock, started falling, like free falling. In 3 years, between 2000 and 2002, yes, Nasdaq went from 5,000 index to 1,000 index. So you can imagine what happened at that time. In 2002, nobody wanted to invest anymore in infrastructure. 2002, nobody wanted anymore to invest in risk, in technology that could be risky. This was the market of tech. Even worse, here in Brazil, during the privatization, Anatel set up goals for operators to comply before 2001. And in 2001, all of the operators met these goals. As a result, 2002, nobody wanted to invest anymore in photonic system. So you can imagine an entrepreneur that have a system ready to sell, and almost nobody wants anymore to buy. You have to be very resilient. And this was the reality of Tech, which went from 2001 to 2007, more or less, in let's say, survival mode. Survival mode because you have no revenue to sustain. And at this time was the investment of the bank, Banco Pactual, that came out of BTG, to give some oxygen to public. And then and also in this time, due to the critical nature of WDM system, telecom operators carries most of their traffic on WDM. So it's very hard for a customer to decide to contract a small player that is coming to the market and maybe tomorrow will not exist anymore. So it was very difficult for Tech at that time to convince their customers. But in 2000, around 2007, of course, it's not exactly a date, but I saw Tech growing at 40–50% a year in terms of revenue. So when the market recovered from the bubble, from the goals that the operators in Brazil had 5–6 years before, Tech was there. And we, as CPQD, we helped them very much with some key equipment, like the optical switches, the optical amplifier. But then Tech started growing 40–50% a year. And this brings enthusiasm, happiness. And Tech started looking beyond WDM. Why don't we sell FTTH equipment for the access? Why don't we verticalize and Tech bought a company in Israel to develop WDM models? Why don't we go beyond terrestrial system and start developing submarine system? So with the enthusiasm come a lot of interesting things. But as important as developing your products, you have to keep track of the quality of the production, of the supply chain, of the stock, because of that costs a lot. And so for many reasons, not just a single reason or several reasons, at the end of the day, this dream of growing, of expanding, turned out to be a nightmare. And Tech, 9 years after 2016, entered Chapter 11. This is public, it's not a secret. So Tech in 2016 entered Chapter 11. And for several reasons. One of them is that in hardware company, which grows very fast, is very risky. In a very risky condition because it puts a lot of investment and you have to adapt to the gradually this new market situation. So this was the case of Tech. Rapid growth, expanded portfolio, but Tech could sustain very well all of the characteristics that the manufacturer has to have. So imagine that you have tens of hundreds of equipment in the field, but you have a flow in your design, but you have a problem with some software. So we have to do recall, and this recall is very, very expensive. This is just an example, but the importance of growing, I don't say responsibly, but growing organically and gradually. So once again, difficult to grow. When you start to grow, you have to be very conservative and rational. And as I said, what happened in 2016? A different approach. Let's say, let's sell FTTH, because FTTH market is very complicated market. It's a market dominated by economy of scale. So Brazil is a small market. Nobody is going to be able to develop an FTTH equipment competitive with Chinese guys. So Patec stopped the FTTH. Patec sold the Israeli company. Patec sold, not happily of course, but sold the submarine business. They had an important contract with Google, but they sold it because they had to be rational and mainly focused. So since 2016 to 2020, Patec went back to their original focus, WDM system, and it worked very fine, very successfully, because they recovered from the recuperação judicial, the 2011. They had a huge debt with the banks, and they paid this debt. And just doing, let's say, very rational, pragmatic way. 2020 is the present. Patec entered successfully the Bovespa stock exchange. And as I said, today Patec is doing quite well in the market, supplying WDM systems to telecom operators. So it's like the roller coaster of Giuliano, high and low, you have to be prepared. The important thing that at the end of the journey, you have to be in a higher position than at the beginning. And a very, it's 5 minutes, just to go briefly through the case of the photonics. Similar to Patec, Julio had, at that time was in its beginning, Julio had